Alright, hello and welcome back everyone to another video. Today I'm going to be doing, as you can see from the title, a band tier list. I was trying to think of some video ideas to do and I went to the tier maker thing because I made a tier list before and it was pretty fun. And so I was going to see if there's any, pre-made ones that looked good. And this one actually, I clicked on this one and this one's got a solid band roster here. So I thought I would go through and rank these. So the first one is 21 Pilots, and I personally am not into this genre a whole ton of kind of the alternative rock thing that 21 Pilots is kind of known for, and I feel like if I was into that, they would be a high tier band, but since I'm not into that genre, I'm gonna put them in a D because they're not something I would normally listen to. Next is Aerosmith. Aerosmith is not something I listen to on a normal basis, but it is something that if it comes on the radio for my parents play, because I know my parents like Aerosmith, I would definitely like to listen to it. I like a lot of their songs and I respect them as a classic band that I used to listen to when I first started out. Basically how I started listening to music, I started out with kind of the classic rock and I moved on heavier and heavier. I went through a thrash phase and then I'm kind of in a grunge area right now. So this list will probably reflect that. As you can see right here, this Alice in Chains, or this cut off Alice in Chains logo is going to go into S because Alice in Chains is one of my favorite bands of all time. I love Alice in Chains a ton. I love a lot of the grunge bands. Their vibe is just totally my thing. I have been listening to them. I listen to them on a regular basis a lot. And so yeah, they're going into the S because I love Alice in Chains. Anthrax, like I said, I went through kind of the thrash phase and I did listen to a lot of Anthrax and I would definitely listen to them again. It's not something I seek out right now, but it's something I would definitely like. They're a great band and I like their songs. Black Sabbath, I can respect them as the classic, the starters of metal. They're personally not really my thing. They're a little simple. They're kind of gritty, and it's not something I'm super into, but I do respect them, so I'll put them in C. Bon Jovi is something I used to listen to a lot when I started out, getting into music, because they got all the catchy classic rock songs, but personally now it has not aged well with me, and right now I could kind of listen to their songs, but most of them are just really annoying, so they're kind of a D. This band right here, I don't recognize this logo, so I'm just going to put them in Don't Know Them. Any bands that I put in Don't Know, if you do know them, let me know in the comments. Def Leppard is kind of like Bon Jovi, where I listened to them a lot when I first started getting into music, but the thing is, Def Leppard has aged a lot better with me. I could still listen to their songs without being annoyed, because they're not as overplayed as Bon Jovi is. So yeah, Def Leppard gets a C. I respect them as a classic rock band. I still like them. Don't recognize Bob, but let me know. Genesis, I've heard of them, but I haven't listened to them, so I don't know. Guns N' Roses, I can't speak. So sad. Guns N' Roses, I love this band. I will always listen to them on the radio. I think Slash is one of the greatest guitarists of all time. He's written some great riffs for Guns N' Roses, as well as Velvet Revolver. Like, if Velvet Revolver were on here, which is, if you don't know, Slash's kind of extra band that he did after Guns N' Roses kind of broke up, would also be an A. I really like their stuff as well. I used to listen to them a lot more than I do now, but I still really like Guns N' Roses. Imagine Dragons. I absolutely despise Imagine Dragons. I think they are overrated garbage that is played on the radio constantly, absolutely constantly, and every album they put out just manages to make it to the top of the rock charts when they're not even a rock band. They're just alternative rock pop kind of mix in between band that I just really do not like. So Imagine Dragons is just an F for me. I do not like them at all. Next is Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden, like I said, I got into thrash. I did not listen to Iron Maiden as much, but I still liked what I heard from them, so I'll put them in the C. I don't haven't listened to them enough to have a very formulated opinion, but I've liked what I've heard. Same with Judas Priest. I like what I heard, but not my favorite stuff. Now, Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin is, of course, a classic rock band that, I mean, they're extremely famous and popular. I like a lot of their songs. They're good chill songs to put on, at a party. Everyone knows those songs because, they're a 70s band, but young kids still can listen to Led Zeppelin as well. So I'll put them in the B category. They're not my personal favorite, but they're still a great band. Limp Biscuit, the cringiest band name of all time, in my opinion. See, I like nu metal, and then just Limp Bizkit just puts a stain on all that because they're absolutely terrible, and their music is just so low quality, and I don't like them at all. I think they're an F. They're unfortunately in the same genre as one of my favorite bands of all time, Korn, which I absolutely love. That would be an S, and it's unfortunately not on this list. But Limp Bizkit, just not my thing. Linkin Park. It's also kind of classified as a new metal band with a little bit of rap in there. They got a rapper. But Chester, their lead singer, is absolutely amazing. Or he was amazing. He unfortunately passed away. But I really like Linkin Park. It's not something I actively seek out anymore, but I do really like them. So they're in a B. Megadeth. Another thrash band that I listen to quite a bit. Right now, it's not really my thing. But if Megadeth came on the radio, like I said, I'd listen to it. I'd jam out to that. They're a good, solid band for me. Now, Metallica is probably what started what got me into music. They're an absolute S for me. I've been listening to them on a regular basis since, I don't know, 2016 probably. I've listened to a lot of Metallica. I have a lot of hours. So yeah, they're one of my favorite bands. I've seen them live in concert. They're a big influence on my life, and I absolutely love them. Mgmt. This is a very alternative band, but I do like MGMT a lot. I actually have some of their songs on my phone. I like some chill MGMT when I'm not feeling, listening to thrash or anything or grunge. They're a good chill alternative band, unlike Imagine Dragons, in my opinion. Motley Crew is kind of like a D for me. Not personally my favorite, but I like a couple of their songs, and I used to listen to them a lot more than I do, but they have a couple good songs, but for the most part, not really into them. Same with Muse. I never really got into Muse. They have a couple decent songs that I can listen to without having to change the station, but not my favorite. My Chemical Romance. I had to look up this logo, by the way, because I didn't know what it was, but I do know who they are, and they're kind of like another cringy band for me that have a lot of fangirls that just annoy me. And honestly, I'm not a fan of their music at all. They get enough. I think this is Helmet, this band logo. I haven't listened to them too much, but from what I have heard, I have liked a lot. So I'll give them a C just because I haven't listened to them too much. But they're a solid band. 9 Inch Nails is a nice change from the rest of the rock. They're very interesting. He has an interesting format that's very unique. And because it's so unique, it's kind of fresh to listen to, which it makes it a B for me. I like the feel of 9 Inch Nails a lot, and I would like jam out to the songs. Now, Nirvana is a special case in grunge for me. I love all the grunge bands. They're all AS for me, except for Nirvana. I mean, the only reason Nirvana is brought down to a B is because it's gotten too mainstream for me. If It Smells Like Teen Spirit didn't have like 500 million plays on Spotify, and I hadn't heard it on the radio 500 times in the last week, it would be one of my favorite songs. But unfortunately, it's just gotten too popular. It's just gotten pounded into your brain too much. And because of that, it's brought down, which I feel really bad because it's not the band's fault, but it's just a big bummer. They just kind of went too mainstream, in my opinion. Or they got too mainstream. They didn't go there on purpose. But yeah, I'll give them a B. I do really like their songs. So. I don't know whose logo this is, so tell me in the comments if you know. Pantera. one of my all-time favorite bands. I absolutely love them. It's a really shame that Dimebag's life was ended early, unfortunately. I love most of their songs. A couple are too extreme for me, but I mean, all of Cowboys from Hell is one of my favorite albums. I just don't love every single one of their songs, which is usually the case in the S tier, so that's the only reason they're an A. Pearl Jam is also an A. I love the grunge. A couple of their more recent albums definitely weren't as good, but their first 5 albums were amazing. I can listen to those on repeat constantly. Great songs for jamming in the car. Pink Floyd, not my thing. I know it's extremely popular. I know a lot of people like Pink Floyd, but it's not my vibe. Most Pink Floyd songs I have to turn off. I can't listen to all of them, but a couple are good. I'll admit that. Queen, again, is not my vibe, but I'll listen to most of their songs. But they're just a little. They're an odd band, but it's not. I mean, yeah, they're very mainstream as well. It's a C for me. I do respect them for what they are. Rip Freddie Mercury. Radiohead, one of my least favorite bands. I don't get people who like Radiohead. I personally hate most of their music. I cannot listen to it. I have to change it. It's just, I don't know what about it makes me hate it, but I do. REM. I like a couple of songs, but most of them, I just think they're kind of overrated for what they are. But that's probably gonna make people mad, but not my thing. Red Hot Chili Peppers, some great chill music to listen to in the car or while playing cards. They're pretty mainstream, but I still like. They have a very wide variety of popular songs, which I think helps them out a lot. Rolling Stones, not my thing. I'm not a very big classic rock guy. As you can see, there's not many classic rock bands up very high, and Rolling Stones especially, it's just not interesting for me. They're not a good band for me. Smashing Pumpkins, not a C. I misclicked. Definitely an A for me. I love most of their songs. I really like Melancholy. All their famous songs. I really like. And they have a couple good albums that I really like, and I can always listen to Smashing Pumpkins. They're great songwriters. Sonic Youth, I really haven't heard much from, so I'm just gonna put them in the don't know them. I'm pretty sure they're a classic rock band, so I probably wouldn't like them very much anyway. Soundgarden. Now, Soundgarden is rivaled by only Korn for my favorite band of all time. I absolutely love Soundgarden. Chris Cornell is, in my opinion, one of the greatest singers of all time. It's really sad that he passed away. I mean, they're just so great in my opinion. I love all their songs, except for Black Hole Song. That's the only song I don't like, which ironically is their most popular. But just probably my favorite band of all time. Talking Heads, again, a classic rock that I'm not into. They're just kind of a D for me, not really important. The Beatles are something I don't listen to on my own, but when people put on the Beatles, I can definitely listen to it. They have good songs. I know they're extremely popular, and yeah, they're a C for me. The Cure is probably a B for me. I really like probably 5 of their songs. I really like 5 of their songs, and then I don't widely listen to the rest of it, but those 5 songs I really do like push them up to a B. So yeah. The Killers is something. It's one of those alternative bands I really do like. They're not super overplayed like Imagine Dragons, and they have a wide variety of good songs that I like listening to, and it's a good change from my usual, I'd say. The Police, not impressive to me. Do not like any of their songs. Have to turn it off. Don't like them. The Myth, don't know who that is. The Who, same with the Police. Just exact same story. U2 is probably a B for me. I like most of their songs, and if they come on the radio, I'll listen to them. I'm gonna give Yes a D, just because I do like some of their songs, but for the most part, I don't listen to them very often, and I only know a couple songs. So anyway, here is the list with the bands provided. We have 3 in S, 5 in A, and then after that it just kind of spreads out per usual, a tier list. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Some bands that I think are missing for sure. Korn obviously was a big influence on nu metal, which there's some nu metal bands in here, and that would be an S for me. Others that I think are missing, Rage Against the Machine for sure, very influential and popular in the 90s. A rap rock, which would be an A probably for me. A Tool, which I mean they're doing groundbreaking stuff right now, and they were very popular. Again, an A for me. I don't know, maybe like something like Godsmack or Stone Temple Pilots probably, or the Foo Fighters, you know, all sorts of stuff like that. But I can understand they can't get every band in there. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you know any of these bands or if they're any good. And yeah, thank you for watching. And if this gets a lot of views, I guess I'll do more tier lists or whatever, and if it doesn't, I'll stop. But this just looked like a fun idea. So anyway, bye.